Hello and welcome to Shave in Solitude. Thank you for stopping by. Today we are going to be doing a review of a single edge razor called as the Leaf Twig. So Leaf has two models which are commonly sold. The one on this side that I'm showing you is the Leaf Twig, which is slightly milder, and this is called as the Leaf Thorn. The Leaf Thorn has a slightly larger blade gap, which makes it a little bit more easier to go ahead and cut through your hair. But for the purposes of the video today, we are going to be focusing on the Leaf Twig. Now, the Leaf Twig is a single edge razor. Now, what does a single edge razor mean? Very simply put, this is your regular dual edge blade. The moment that you snap the blade in half, you have two blades, each of which are a single edge. So that is what this razor goes ahead and uses. What you can also do is you can already buy pre-cut blades which are to be used in a single edge razor. Now, when we are talking about a single edge razor, you may have also heard of a few more types of single edge razors, which I'll show to you. So this one, as you guys know, is called as the Supply Single Edge. Now this uses a different kind of blade. We will do a review of this razor later on. You also have slightly larger blades than that as well. Now this is a RazorRock Hawk 3. It uses again a slightly different kind of blade, and this again is a single edge razor. But in the space of a regular single edge, which is breaking a dual edge blade in half, there are multiple models in the market. The most common ones are the one which is made by Leaf. You can also buy others. For example, the one that I'm showing you here is called as the Parker Solo Edge. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how easy it is to change a dual edge blade into single edge. So all you do is, I have this particular dual edge blade. I'm just going to snap this in half. So make sure that you keep it in the wrapper so that you don't cut yourself. And you just go ahead and you bend the blade over. And you hear the snap from both the sides, and now you have two sides to the blade, each of which can be used in a single edge razor. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take out the blade and we're going to load the Leaf Twig. Now, in order to open the Leaf Twig, all you need to do is twist at the bottom of the razor. And then it goes ahead and it twists out of the way, as you can see here, giving you a chance to go ahead and place your blade, which we're going to do. Just one thing that you need to keep in mind when you're taking out the blade, obviously it's sharp, so you have to be very, very careful. You'll also notice that the ends of the blade, which are there right over here where you snap them, one of them is going to be slightly bent on one side. So when you're going to load it on a single edge razor, make sure that that bent side that you can probably see over here is facing downwards. So we're going to take the blade over here. The beauty of the Leaf razors is it's got a magnet right here that you can see the little silver piece. It helps to go ahead and keep the razor blade in place. Now, I've gone ahead and I've loaded the razor. As you'll notice, the ends are facing downwards, the ones that I was talking to you about right here. And then what you also need to see is it's got two small knobs on the side. Make sure that the knobs are put in the proper way that the blade rests in the center of it. If it doesn't, it might slip and it might cut your face. So once you've loaded the blade, all you need to do is you need to twist it back. Multiple turns, but make sure you twist it back, and after that make sure that the blade reveal is straight so that you know that you've loaded the blade in the proper way. So now that we have done this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get ready for the shave. Now for the purposes of the shave today, Ariana and Evans is what I'm going to use. This is one of their beautiful shave soaps in terms of the artwork, as you can see. Khalifa is the name. So I have the soap and I have the matching splash as well. We're going to use both of them. I've already gone ahead and I have taken out a little bit of the soap and I've put it in my shaving bowl. So I'm going to lather up in the bowl first, and then I'll come back and then I'll lather on the face. I'll be back with you in just a moment. So as you can see, we have gone ahead and we have lathered up inside the bowl. That is what I generally prefer to do. I prefer to never brush load. I have already shared my thoughts with you guys. I feel that if you brush load, you may have a chance of water staying back in the soap. And if you have multiple soaps, my feeling is that your soap may or may not go bad, but I'm not willing to take that particular risk. Which is why what I normally do is always scoop out, lather in the bowl, and then once I've got a sufficient bit of lather inside the bowl, then I'll go ahead and I'll lather on my face. So now let's wet the face and let's get started. So we have wet the face with some warm water. And now let's go ahead, let's get started. So once you've applied the lather on the face, what I typically like to do is then splay the brush, which is nothing but going ahead and pressing down on the brush, making it spread, and then rub the lather onto the face. The brush that we're using today is Simpson. These brushes are generally a little harder. They don't splay easily, but that also means that they're able to go ahead and pick up on your hair a lot more easier. Once you've lathered once, it's always nice to go back, get a little bit of water, because most of the shaving creams and soaps that you use sufficient bit of water, and water is critical to ensure that your lather remains slick. So I'm just going to dip the tips of the brush and again lather on my face. So these A&E soaps that Peter Charkalis makes, the quality is superb. They do require a little bit more water, but the amount of glide that you will get from these soaps is phenomenal. I will link a link to Peter's website where you can pick up these soaps from. Peter also has a separate site that you can join like a member. It's, I think, some $10-15 every 6 months. And then what you can do is you can order a lot of Peter's soaps and splashes. He has a couple of razors there as well. There's an excellent post-shave cream that he makes as well. And typically what I've seen is by joining that website, you can end up getting supplies for approximately 30% less than what you would normally pay on their normal website. But keep in mind, whatever you buy, irrespective of how much you buy. So number one, even though those are at a rebate, there are still further rebates that you can get if you buy multiple things. And the other thing to keep in mind is make sure that you know that shipping is not free from that special website. I should know because Peter once had sent you an email asking for free shipping and you were not happy. Sorry about that. But hey, you can't fault somebody for trying. As you can see, excellent leather. It's got nice cushion. The scent is nice, but generally in my reviews I will not go into too much of what I feel about the scent because I feel scents are personal. Our sense of smell is personal. The notes that I can get, maybe you can or you can't get. So I will give my point of view on the slickness of the soap and how good that is. And I will just leave the scent notes on the screen. If that's something that you think you'd like to try, please do. All right, I think we have enough lather on the face now. We can get started. So the reason that I haven't shaved for the last 3.5 days is generally people say that the Leaf Twig is too mild. And personally, I generally have always owned the Leaf Thorn. And now when Leaf went ahead and released this new colorway called as Spruce, I thought it looked beautiful and let me pick up the twig and see how good or bad it is. So around 3.5 days of growth, brand new Persona Platinum half a DE blade, making it into a single edge. And let's go ahead, let's get started. Let's see how does the twig do or around 3.5 days of growth. Let's see whether it can manage. Let's wet the razor and let's get started. As you can see, even though people call it mild, it's able to slice through my hair. A lot of stubble on the razor. The residual slickness on Peter's A&E soaps are next level. Really good. As you saw, 3.5 days of growth, Leaf Twig with a brand new blade. It just mowed through the hair and took off most of the hair. Excellent, really, really good razor. Let's wash up, let's come back for the second pass. All right, let's lather up again. As you can see, whatever soap I had used, a lot of it is still there. I'm just going to go ahead and use whatever is there in the soap brush. If I need more, I'll dip back into it and take some more. I have enough product. I don't think I'll need more for the second pass. Might need to take a little bit more for the last pass. So for the second pass, I'm going to do something a little different. Now, normally what you guys would have heard is first pass is with the grain, second pass is across the grain, which is like left to right, and third pass is where you go in the reverse. Now, the main purpose of shaving is removal of hair. So what I have now started doing is I have started going ahead and doing my second pass in the reverse, and which is for me from south to north. And then the third pass, I'll go ahead and I'll do left to right. I've noticed that's given me a little bit of a smoother shave. Now, one more thing that you need to keep in mind whenever you're using a single edge razor like the Twig or the Thorn is because the blade is only half. Leaf have been able to put a much better angle on the razor blade than what would have been possible had you been using a regular DE blade, which is almost like this. Yes, you can twist it, but there's only so much that you can twist. So what happens in this is, in passes where you need to probably go a lot more closer to the head of the razor, this particular shape, the angle that they've already given makes it a lot more simpler, which is phenomenal. Let me just show it to you. So this is the second pass. So I can easily ride the cap, so to speak, and it's taking off all the hair. And given how mild the Leaf Twig is, I know pressure is one of the things that we keep on talking about. Make sure you don't put too much of pressure. But even if you want to, you can put pressure. At least I'm doing that in my second pass. And given that the blade gap is minimal, you'll be absolutely fine. Chances of you cutting yourself are very, very little. Again, as you can see, I'm just trying to ride the cap here. And the residual slickness on this soap is phenomenal, as you guys can see. Now the tricky parts of my face. Excellent. Okay, let's wash up. Let's come back for the third pass. Now I'll dip back and take a little bit more of the soap. I have enough. That's a lot of soap on my t-shirt. Whenever I take a little bit more soap from my shaving bowl, I'll make sure I rub it in once just to be on the safe side. So between the passes, the water which is there on the face helps to rehydrate the soap when you're taking it from the bowl again, and again just rubbing it on your face with the brush. Again, as you can see, excellent soap. This is where I really feel, guys, that value is subjective. Some people will say, you know, soap XYZ costs X amount of money. Yeah, but then many of the times, I mean, it works both ways. At least with Peter's soaps, I've noticed that you get what you pay for. All right, let's do the third pass. Again, residual slickness means I don't need to reapply soap again. As you guys have seen my previous videos, this is where I would typically need to reapply my shaving cream or soap, because there's always something left. But as you can see, depending on how slick the soap is, I don't need to do that. All right, let's wash up and let's see how is it that we did. If there are any areas that I still need to go over. I'll be back in just a second. All right, we're back. Let me just check. Okay. Guys, as you just saw, my touch up was done without any shaving cream, and given how nice and mild this razor is, again, just keep in mind, although I'm saying it's mild, doesn't mean it can't cut hair. It can do a phenomenal job, as you guys just saw. If you just scroll back at the start of my video and now, you'll see how much hair I had. And with only 3 passes, everything's gone. So let me wash up the razor, let me wash up the face one more time, and then we'll do the true test to see whether we get any zings when we go through the alum block. I'll be with you in just a moment. All right, we have taken a hot and a cold wash on the face. Alum block with cold water. Let's see how we do. Nothing. Absolutely no feedback. That means we've had no scrapes, no cuts. We keep the alum on the face for 30 seconds and then we just wash it off. All right, we are back. So excellent shave. As you guys saw, this shaving soap did an excellent job. Again, A&E, Khalifa, very good base, and you'll see how much of lather is still there inside the brush. As you guys can see, beautifully hydrated lather. And we still have enough for a couple more passes beyond what was there in the brush. And this is all with approximately 1/4 teaspoon of the product. All right, let's go ahead and dry the face. And let's put on the aftershave splash, a matching aftershave splash of Khalifa. Here you go. This is a big bottle. Normally, a splash comes in around a 3.3 fluid ounce, 100 milliliters bottle. This one is 5. That means it's going to last you quite a while. Okay, let's take a little bit. Rub both your hands. A little goes a long way. Wow. That was a great shave. let me wash up and I'll come back to you guys with my final thoughts. Okay, we're back with my final thoughts on the Leaf Twig. Let me just put it in the easiest way that I can. Yes, it is known as a mild razor, but mild it is not. As you guys saw, 3.5 days of growth, a 3-pass shave, BBS with no nicks, no cuts. So what it comes down to finally, guys, is not that you need a razor which is extremely harsh on your skin, something this mild. You can actually go to town on your skin if you want, because it's not going to cut you up. So beautiful razor. If you're looking into the world of single edge wet shaving, don't pass on this. And right now, this spruce color that they have is there for a limited period of time. If you can go and pick it up, I think it's an excellent color. They have this beautiful green and blue styration, so to speak. Looks great. By the way, just want to let you guys know, anything that I say in my videos is purely my point of view, and none of these products are ever sent to me. My YouTube channel is very small. This is probably my 5th video. So anything that I'm sharing with you guys is bought by me. So it's an honest feedback. No products have been sent. So I just wanted to go ahead and share that with you guys, just in case when you see me at times go gaga goo goo over something which I really like. I want you to know, at least for you guys, I will always tell the truth the way it is. If at any point of time in the future, anybody sends a product to me, I will make sure that you guys go ahead and you know it, and I will rate it on the merits and demerits of the product, irrespective of whether it was sent to me or not. I hope you have a great week ahead, stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.